I don't know where you're located, but here in Illinois, I haven't been able to get much done in the yard this spring. Last week, we even had snow on the ground. However, it finally looks like I'm gonna get a break in the weather and I'm gonna be able to begin my sand top dressing project. In this video, I'll explain how and why you may or may not want to sand top dress your turf. The reason I'm doing this sand top dress project is to get the green rolling a bit faster. My goal is to get it to 10 on the stimp meter by July 4th. For those of you that don't know, a stimp meter is a tool that allows you to measure the speed of a putting green. It has this notch that you place a golf ball in and you slowly tilt up the stimp meter. Once the ball gets released from the notch, you stop raising it any higher. You do this 3 times and then take a tape measure to see how far the ball's rolled out from the end of the stimp. So if the ball rolls 7 feet, you'd say that the green is rolling at a 7. Now my green is rolling at a 6.5, which is way too slow. In order to speed up the green, I'm gonna have to put sand on the putting green to firm it up a bit. Before we begin this project, I'll have to vacuum up all these worm castings behind me, and then I'll give the green a quick cut. Every time it rains, I get hundreds of these worm castings, and it's getting old dealing with them. So I messaged a professor of turf management out in Iowa, and he told me to put down sand every 6 weeks, and that should help keep the worms at bay because they don't like the sandy soil. After vacuuming this, it looks way better without the worm castings on here. Now we can get out the Swordman and cut this to get it ready for the sand. You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights. So I just got this pallet of mason sand delivered to my house. Back in the 70s, a turf researcher named John Madison observed that wind-blown sand on his research green had a very positive effect on turf quality. And since then, sand top dressing has become integrated into many turf management programs. Short-term, sand top dressing has been shown to have excellent results. However, there's no verdict on the long-term implications of putting sand on turf. Nutritional problems and low water holding capacity have been observed, so understand the risks to your turf health before considering doing this. But do keep in mind that this practice has been incorporated successfully for years in golf course management programs. If you do choose to do this, it's recommended you do frequent, light applications. On taller grass, you can apply 1 inch to 1.5 inches of sand a year applied over several applications. Now, there's a formula you can use to calculate how much sand you would need to buy based on the mowing height of your turf and the square footage of the area you want to top dress. I'll leave that formula in the description below. I obtained this information from a textbook called The Fundamentals of Turf Management. I highly recommend this first-year college student level textbook for anyone looking to improve their knowledge of turf grass management. Since my putting green is cut at 2/10 of an inch, I'll be applying 1/16 of an inch of sand over my 1,300 square foot putting green. After using the formula, I'll need 0.25 cubic yards of sand, which comes out to about 14 bags of this mason sand. This is one reason I bought bags of sand, to really dial in how much sand I'll use. Also, it lets me keep the sand dry without using a tarp. I can just keep it in the garage out of the rain. So let's go and we'll get this done. Okay, so I'm back out here again today. I didn't quite finish yesterday. I still got some more sand to push down into the soil. Now, one thing I do want to recommend is using one of these Palmyra brushes if you don't have a drag that you're going to use. These stiff bristles will get that sand right into the soil, whereas one of the regular push brooms is going to be a challenge for you. I finally had enough time to work the sand into the turf, exposing the grass blades. Having the shoots exposed will allow the plant to undergo photosynthesis and continue to thrive. Overall, it looks pretty good and I'm happy with how it's rolling. So if you want to improve the aesthetic of your lawn and make it a bit more level, then give sand top dressing a shot this season.